All right, we got old Ruby girl. Ruby is an older lady. So I was looking through the papers yesterday, and I saw the owner surrender sheet from when she went to the shelter. She was with older people, and they just couldn't take care of her anymore, is what it said. Who knows what that means? But it said Grandpa can't take care of her anymore, so I'm assuming that person had a turn for the worse in health, right? Couldn't walk her, maybe, who knows, maybe he's in an apartment, couldn't walk her, or in hospice, couldn't have her, who knows? But that's one of the sad things that happen, right? Stuff like that happens. And then, let's see. So then the next stop was, I guess, the lady saw her on the Fort Worth. I think maybe she was on the kill list or just adoption. I don't know what it was. But it was for, let's turn this way. It was for, I would imagine, probably on the euthanasia list, right? She's older, so they probably go to the front of the list. Older dogs are harder to get out. Oh man, hold on. All right, so, what was I saying? So the older ones probably go to the front of the list, right? So the lady tagged her and found the rescue, right? That was poster. So she was fostering and they were hoping to adopt. They have a 2-year-old golden doodle. So, you know, them young doodles are pretty wild. I think I said it yesterday too, that they had the reason they got a doodle is because they had their son's doodle. And they were real disciplined with the training as a young one because they knew that doodle was going to New York. He was going to live in the city, so it had to be. So they were real good with it and disciplined. And then when they got theirs, they were not. They said it's kind of like the second child. You let the second child get away with a lot more than you did the first child. And the fact that it was going to be theirs, you know what I mean? So they were a little less disciplined. So he's a little wild in the house. So anyways, she escaped my little room because I didn't clip it. I thought she would just go lay down on the bed because that's what she did last night. So she escaped my little room, but she was just in the living room with all the boys. They're only pushy at the beginning because it's not something I can work on. I can keep sending them to the bed, and they just get up and they want to go right back to them. So I would have to have more hands. I would have to leash them. What I do is I leash the visitors, right? So, hey, let's go this way, girl. Do you want to just go back in? So I'm going to bring you out with Willie to get your exercise. Let's go one more round. Come on. See all that talking? They don't understand what all that is. That's all that talking is for us. It's not for the dog. Although they hear our voice, you know, it's whatever, dude. That's what I say. Everything is just whatever. So anyways, so we're trying to see. Oh, that's where I was gonna go. She escaped, so obviously I like to see them out, especially like if she's older, so my guys can get pushy. I can back them away from her, right? It's just annoying as crap. Right, like we were leaving and once I put the leash on, all three of them want to come up and sniff on her, even though they were all just laying in there together. It's like, dude, back off, one at a time. You go to your bed, all right, now switch out. It's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt not having space and more hands, right? So anyways, but apparently I think she was just correcting the puppy, right? Which I usually so what I do is like say I'm going to say Raider because he's usually the one that's the pain in the butt. Raider's being pushy and she goes, ha! I'll usually back her up, right? So what I'll do is like say if she corrects Raider and he just stays there, I'm like, dude, get away, and I'll call him up onto the couch to leave him alone, right? So, but usually if she, like say he was to go up and she's like, hey, get back, he'll go away. So I'm pretty sure there was not an attack type thing, although who knows. I thought they had put a paper in the thing about the incidents because it was a couple times, right? But even then, people are usually going to lie for their dog. Now, the older gentleman that came, he said, he was like, oh, we can get rid of the doodle and we'll keep her. But that's what I told him. I said, look, you're just going to have to change that. I don't see why she can't go back there. You're just going to have to change that part of it. You're going to have to be able to control them, right? Give her her own alone time sometimes. And then when they're all together, he just has to be respectful. And that's hard for a little young doodle, right? There's a difference between a 2-year-old doodle and a 4-year-old doodle, right? So this was kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum. He's still a little bit young for a 10-year-old dog because she's 10, right? But not saying it couldn't work, saying they would just have to get him under control where they could, if he's being a pest, they could send him away, right? Oh, and he's a dog park dog. I mean, not dog park, the daycare dog, right? Which I forgot to talk to them about. Sometimes daycares are worse for dogs, especially if they go all the time. If they go all the time, that's what, so I'm gonna say that's probably where the problem stems from, is he goes to daycare and it's play all day, right? Most daycares don't do, like I make everybody 4.5 hours in the middle of the day, they're napping. They're in crates, they're out of there, right? I mean, not my guys, but all the visiting dogs, they're in crates for, anywhere between 10 and 11 until 2 or 3, 2:30, right? Because they need that downtime, right? So a lot of puppies, they go to daycare, right? And daycares, you expect the daycares are gonna watch them, right? They don't watch them. They let them go out there and be crazy and do whatever the hell they want. So what happens then? They're at daycare, they do whatever the hell they want for 8 hours, right, while you're at work. And then all of a sudden they come home, guess what they're gonna do? Whatever the hell they want. The idea of going to daycare is they go and they get wore out, they come home and they lay down. Well, the problem is with some dogs, they're just go, 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 and then that's what they learn, right? They don't learn to self-regulate and chill out and boop. But that's easily fixed. Stick them in the crate. Right? Daycares are kind of a necessary evil for a lot of people. Although, man, like when I was a kid, there wasn't no dog daycares, dude. You put newspaper down in the kitchen. If the dog has to go to the bathroom, he goes on the newspaper. Oh, that brings up, I've always been like, man, training pads are stupid, right? But we used to use newspapers, right? You used to newspaper train them. Now, you used to get away from it. So I would say training pads are stupid if the dog's a year or more old. All right, we're home. Anyways, that's a little more of her story. So I'm gonna say I think the doodle was probably just pushy. This way, girl. Come on. anyways, we'll see.